And good evening, and thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6. I'm Mark Hall, in for Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Tasmin Mahfouz, and breaking now out of Fairfax County, police confirmed 3 people were found dead inside a Springfield home. We want to take you live to that scene right now on the 8500 block of Wild Spruce Drive. Investigators telling us they also found a gun at the scene. DC News Now's Max Marcillo covers Northern Virginia for us. He joins us now with breaking developments in that investigation. And Max, still a very active scene there.
It is, and it hasn't been long since police got here and closed off this portion of the street to work their investigation. What we are learning is that all 3 people found inside the house dead were adults. The police also told us that they found a firearm inside the house. Now, we are still working on confirming any additional details as to what happened inside the house. We are expecting a press briefing from the Deputy Chief of the Fairfax County Police Department in just a few minutes. We'll be sure to bring you the updates live when they do. The call came in about a quarter before 4, according to the police. Now, we spoke with a neighbor who said she didn't hear anything until the police sirens started coming down, but said this was out of the blue. This is typically a more quiet neighborhood with kids playing after school, so something like this was very unexpected. Now, we spoke with a neighbor who said he knew, not super close, but knew who lived in the house police are looking at. He described it as a family. We are still waiting to confirm some of those details and how many people are in the family. Again, we're expecting police to give us an update in just a few minutes, so we'll bring you live updates when we do hear from police. But again, right now, 3 people found dead inside this home in Springfield, Virginia. Updates to come, guys.
All right, Max, thank you. We'll bring that to you live. And also tonight, with crime spiking all across the district, outgoing D.C. Police Chief Robert Conte wants to see more police engagement with the community as a tool to solve rising crime.
And Tasmin, what that means is more police officers hopping out of their cruisers and interacting with the people that they serve. And it's supposed to happen in a strategic way. Our political and government reporter Leonard N. Fleming was with the chief and the mayor at a news conference earlier today launching this initiative and spoke to the people of D.C. about this.
Yeah, and Leonard, Conte believes this strategy of community interaction will work.
That's exactly right. This is exactly what Chief Conte says the public has been clamoring for, to reach out and touch their police officers and get them out of their vehicles to interact with the public. And this is welcome news to residents of D.C.
I think it's very important because it makes the people feel safe. You want to be somewhere to feel safe.
Daniel McGowan has seen the benefits of officers being out of their vehicles and showing a strong presence, a point Police Chief Robert Conte says he wants more of to reduce crime. She works at a restaurant in the southeast part of the city where crime has been a problem, including a recent shooting on the same block.
I see cops get out their cars all the time since we've been open here, and also they're out here on their bicycles.
Conte says community engagement is key, and not just for arrests and tickets issued, even with depleted police ranks.
This is about officers getting out of their vehicles and engaging with the community. By being problem solvers, talking with community members to identify issues. You want to evaluate it and make sure that it's evidence-based.
So far this year, homicides are up 16%, sex abuse 57%, and motor vehicle thefts 107%. In tandem with other violent crime prevention strategies, the district saw a 10% reduction in homicides and a 4% decrease in overall crime last year.
I am confident that this continued focus on impactful community engagement and focused law enforcement efforts, along with the assistance from the community, will lead to a reduction in crime.
Yoshania Holmes isn't so sure. She doesn't trust the police and says they need to do more to win over the community.
The cops should give us respect first, and then maybe we'll be able to talk to them. And instead of just talking to us or trying to figure us out, the first thing they do is be aggressive.
Others, like Nathaniel Pickett, see the benefits of interactive police.
It's very important the cops get the car anywhere public. I think they should do it more often.
Conte says the department is working with professors from George Mason University to measure results and improve their interaction with the community. Reporting from the Wilson Building, Leonard N. Fleming, DC News Now, back to you.
So district's new policing strategy is Chief Conte's last big initiative in that role. And as we first told you last night, he's leaving for a new post with the FBI. After rising through the ranks in the D.C. department for 33 years, which, by the way, he starts in June, Conte takes over as the FBI's assistant director of the Office of Partner Engagement. So he'll basically be working as a liaison between the agency and local law enforcement all throughout the country. And of course, the big question now is who will take over as the next chief of police? And we're actually going to pause right here. We're going to take you live out of that press conference that we were telling you about Fairfax County and Springfield. Deputy Chief Corey is providing a live update right now. Take a listen.
Domestic related, and there is no apparent threat to the public. Our officers at about 3:47 p.m. today received a 911 call from a nanny, a housekeeper that lives in the home at the 8500 block of Wild Spruce Drive. She encountered 3 adults in the basement. All of them were deceased. When our officers arrived, they responded to the basement and encountered 2 adult men and 1 adult female, all with apparent gunshot wounds to the upper body, all deceased. Right now we're working diligently to identify all 3 involved, but there are also 3 juveniles and a nanny that live at the home, and they are all safe and all accounted for. Right now, we have not been able to find any signs of forced entry to the home, and our detectives from major crime scene are working diligently to piece together what occurred today, and our victim services section are working with the family members who were affected by this case to work with them. And we will update you as soon as we get additional information. And if you have anything to add to our investigation in the community, you can call us at 703-246-7800. So I'll take questions from anybody has any.
When you say domestic, it maybe could be more than suicide?
You know, we're not ruling out anything. That is one of the possibilities that we're looking into.
Where was the nanny when she heard the gunfire and called 911?
She was in one of the upper levels of the home. The gunshots were heard from the basement.
And how many children were at home? We know the 2-year-old was there. How many children were there?
Yeah, we believe the 2-year-old was the only one in the home, but not in the basement, another part of the building.
Do you know, did the nanny flee the home before calling, or do you know what happened?
Yeah, so we're looking to see what happened in the time that this occurred, and the nanny called 911, so that's part of the investigation.
Do you know the other 2 children?
I don't have that for you.
Do you have any prior calls to this home?
So years ago, we're talking several years ago, there were, and we believe they're unrelated, but we are searching back in our database to see if there is anything that would lead some information into what happened here today.
Can you tell us the relation between the 3 adults that were found?
That is part of the investigation that we're going to work to determine and let you all know once we have that.
What about ages or rough ages?
Yeah, so the adult male is in his 40s. So we don't have the ID yet. This is just kind of on an eyeball basis. The woman in the 30s and the other male in the 20s.
Is the nanny facing any charges?
No, not at all.
And was the weapon found in that lower level?
There was a handgun found near the bodies on the basement level of the house.
Can you tell us how many gunshot wounds at all that each of them kind of took? Or?
Yeah, there were multiple gunshot wounds to all but one.
And no wounds in the head. There's no indication that this is like a murder-suicide.
So we are investigating and to determine if that is the case or if it's something else. But there were multiple wounds to the upper body, gunshot wounds to the upper body.
You said multiple gunshot wounds to all but one. What did the other?
A single gunshot wound.
And that was a man or a woman?
It was a man.
The child who was in the home, they've been given to another family member. Do you know where they are now?
Yeah, so the nanny is with the children, and there's also other friends of the family that are helping out as well.
Can you say the person with the single gunshot wound, was that the younger person, the 20-year-old?
That was the older male.
The older male.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you tell us the relationship of the kids that lived in the house to maybe somebody at all?
Yeah, so once we identify the victims in the basement, we'll be able to determine that relationship.
You said the 2-year-old was the only one home at the time?
Correct.
And aside from the people who were in the home, did anybody else live there, to your knowledge?
Not that we know of.
Apologies if you already went over this.
Sure.
But was there some type of delay between when the nanny heard the shots and when she called 911?
We believe there was, and we're working to determine what that delay was and why. Yeah.
Could you describe how long that delay was?
I don't have that information just yet.
And then, of course, I'm sure plenty of your information is coming from the nanny in the home. Was there anything that you heard?
The housekeeper.
The housekeeper. Yeah. Was there anything you heard from neighbors in talking with them? If any of them saw or heard anything?
Yeah, that is part of our investigation. We're canvassing the entire neighborhood to kind of piece that together, and I don't have that information because we're still working through it.
I'm sorry, is it accurate to call her a nanny or a housekeeper, or did she do
So
all this?
there is a nanny and a housekeeper. The housekeeper is the one that called 911. The nanny was also in the home when we arrived, and we don't know between that time frame if someone left and came back, so that's part of the investigation.
In the past, it was another call because of domestic violence related here in this home.
We don't have any information on that.
Who found the bodies in the basement?
It was the housekeeper. She walked down there.
And the housekeeper's the one who called her?
Correct.
Where was the nanny throughout this?
That's what we're working to determine.
Was the housekeeper on scene the entire time, or was she driving up, heard the gunshots?
We believe she was at the home the entire time, but that is just preliminary information that we have.
And the kids are now in the custody of the nanny?
The nanny and some friends of the family.
I know you're not saying the exact relationship, but are they related, the three people?
Once we determine their identity, I'll be able to tell you that.
I apologize, just for clarification. There is a nanny and a separate housekeeper.
Correct.
Do they both live in the home or just the nanny?
Just the nanny lives there.
Just the nanny lives in the home. The housekeeper does not.
Just comes, yeah. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. And your name?
Sorry, it's Eli Corey, Deputy Chief of Police for Investigations.
Spelling, please.
Eli?
There you have it. Police in Fairfax County continue their investigation after 3 adults were found dead inside of a home in Fairfax County. We know that the age of the man is in his 40s. The age of one of the women is in her 30s, and then the other woman is believed to be in their 20s. And Tuskegee, right now, they're still trying to determine the relationship of the folks that were found deceased.
Yeah, and also what you heard there from Deputy Chief Corey is they're trying to figure out whether or not this was a murder-suicide, but a lot to also break down. Apparently there were 3 juveniles who also lived in that home. A 2-year-old was at the house at the time of the shooting, and also a housekeeper apparently was also at the home who heard the gunshots, went down to the basement where all 3 bodies were found. Again, a lot to still uncover. There's also a nanny involved in all this. We'll keep you updated on this investigation. We're going to check in with our Max Marcella in just a couple of minutes. We're going to send it over to our Chief Meteorologist, Jessa Webb.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Switching gears for a slight moment, let's check out your weather pattern that is quickly changing. Tonight, we are talking about increasing clouds and then the showers moving in overnight. Widespread rain for your Friday. That is going to be very consistent compared to all this sunshine we've been sitting in this afternoon with a good amount of high pressure on top of us. It starts to retreat into Delaware and to the Atlantic going into tonight. And then we have our approaching storm system that's going to keep us soggy for a good 3 days. There is some dry time going into your weekend. We'll look at that in the extended forecast. Upper 60s right now across the D.C. metro area. East-southeast breeze, 15 to about 20 miles per hour. So that's going to consistently pick up throughout your Friday. Right now across the board, we're in the middle 60s to lower 70s from northern Virginia into the Tidal Basin area. Now, folks, really this change is going to happen fairly quickly.